What's up? Welcome to this week's episode of Your Weekly Coach. I'm Lacy and I'm stoked that you're here and equally excited to be here myself. Today, we're going to talk about how to keep going. How do you keep your dream alive? How do you move forward when that energy and that excitement and that momentum, maybe you went to an event, you get all jacked up about how great your cool new idea is, but then you get home and like a couple days later you're like, ugh, I don't know about that idea. I don't remember how I said I could do it. I don't even know what to do next. I'm like paralyzed and I have like notes after notes after notes. Now what? I'll tell you what. I'll give you some tools and tips in this video. First of all, we gotta deal with a little like emotional baggage that comes with new ideas and new dreams. See, we're really good, like really good at helping other people's dreams. We're disciplined, we're diligent, we show up, we create beautiful finished products. But when it comes to ourselves, we kind of act like it's a day off, like it's a play day. So the question is, what do we have to do to get our mind in the space of being like, this is my thing? Like right now, it might not be a big thing, right? People might not know me from everywhere, but this is something and this is important. And I want to share myself and my dream with the world. And I want to feel a sense of greater purpose and importance and sharing and vibrancy, and this is how I feel like I can do it. So to do that, the emotional piece we have to deal with is that when all the glitz and the glam and the excitement from your mastermind, your event wears off, there's this little thing that creeps in, and that's called doubt. And doubt is spurred on by feeling like an imposter, by questioning your value, by fear, by lack of direction, by judgments of other people, and ultimately by our feelings of worthiness. So today, we're going to take that on by creating, first of all, kind of some structure around how you move your dream forward. Because the cool thing about a dream is that it means that we can do or be anything. And the not cool thing about a dream, the scary part and the part that gets us stuck and overwhelmed and confused, is that it could be anything, right? Like seriously, you can choose to do anything. Like you quit your job and you decide this is your thing, you're like, cool, now what? And you're like, I don't even know. So first of all, we're gonna create like operating procedures. So first of all, we're going to create rules. We're going to create rules around how you live into your dream, okay? So the rules are things like while I'm in my workspace here, I insist that it must be fun. And I commit to doing everything I can to make sure it's fun, to bring joy and play and excitement and vibrancy into this whole experience. This is how I choose to be, and this is how I choose to live, and this is how I choose to live into my dream, whether it's day 1 for you, or it's day 151, or it's day like 3,000 or 5,000 or 500,000. How you choose to live your days and how you choose to create and contribute is the same when you are a newbie as it is when you are years into your career doing this new, this now new, incredible, joyous, and wonderful dream. You still get to have rules and you still get to have fun. So I want you to grab a piece of paper, create a list of rules that you will abide by. I don't care if you stick them on your door, your office door, like a clubhouse that's like, in this office, we operate under these rules. And you gotta be serious about them. Like, treat it like a boss would treat it, right? If you don't adhere to these rules, you're out of here, right? Like, this is important. It's important that we have fun. It's important that, like for me, it's important for creativity. It's important to feel creative and expressive and excitement. Like I want to feel I want to feel like the energy in my bones. Like I want to feel it like vibrate and stream through me. Like that's what I want. I want that feel that way. I understand, like I can keep it real. It's not always that way. I get it. I know things are sometimes frustrating, but there is a presence and a mindset that we can choose to bring to it. And for me, I choose to bring fun. I choose to bring learning and growth, because if you are not willing to learn and to grow, oh my gosh, will this journey ever be frustrating and unfun? It just will. You just have to know, like, I'm a recovering perfectionist. I would love for everything to look perfect and be right. But like, I'm recording this video right now because I couldn't figure out how to run our other camera without my wife, who usually records all my videos. Like, so here we are. I'm recording on an iPhone. I've got my other stuff set up, and I'm doing it anyway because I care most about having fun, being expressive, being helpful. Like everything I want it to be helpful. I want it to be unique. I want it to be playful. I think, you know, when we put things out into the world, people like the thing, like they like the stuff that it is, but more than anything, people like buy from you or want to be a part of you and your sphere and your community because they feel better. You make them feel better. So to make them feel better, you gotta feel pretty damn good yourself, right? So now is the point that we get to choose, like, how will you bring it into the clubhouse, right? Like my wife and I, we call our own business, our home office is on the second floor of our house, and so we call it the Profitable Playhouse. So that's, for us, sense and intention, like, okay, this is how we live into our dreams, but also we're focused on, like, this is a business. We don't just come up here and, like, play and hang out and have fun and then be like, oh shoot, how do we pay the bills, right? So it sets this intention for our worth and our worthiness and our value. And then the playhouse part is just like, and we have fun. This is cool. This is an incredible place to be. Okay, now, once you've created your rules for your dreams, you're fun, you're playful, you're diligent, you're consistent. I got this, let's see if you can see it on the screen. I got this, myintent.org is the project, and it's their big thing is like, what's your word? So I got this bracelet and it says consistent because I'm choosing to show up and be consistent. So that's another thing that I bring to my playhouse, to Profitable Playhouse for me. Maybe you name it. Maybe that's one of your other things. Maybe it helps you if you can name your space. Do that. Do whatever you can to make it fun and joyous and playful, to keep that dream freaking going. And then, to keep your dream alive, to keep moving beyond the struggles and the frustrations and the doubts and the setbacks, because they will come. All of that happens. It happens to all of us. You've got to plan and schedule your dreams. You have to plan and schedule it, because what gets planned gets done. And especially in pursuit of your dreams, when we don't plan, we leave our dreams up to our current emotional stance. So if our planner is here, if our planner is like completely, let me flip to a page in which it's completely blank. If our day looks like this, totally blank, nothing to do, but we got maybe a list of things to do, but nowhere that it's a priority. Like it's got no schedule, no routine, no timestamp, no estimate of the amount of hours it might even take you, then it probably won't get done. And if it gets done, like one of the things gets done because it wasn't estimated that it turns out that one thing took all day. So you have to plan, and planning allows you both the discipline to get your work done, because nothing is more difficult than actually doing your own work, because it feels like, really? Huh? I get to do like my stuff? How weird. Like, huh? How weird. Like I had to plan to record these videos because otherwise I'd go do other stuff. I'd be like, cool. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, whatever, day off. Great. Or I'd go do something else for someone else, or do something for a client, or put it off. But if you schedule it and you plan it, well, when I do it, I get great ideas. I'm like, oh yeah, that's what I talk about. Like I have a list of like a gajillion, it's a very official documentation These are all Post-it notes. They're all my ideas that I came up with, and then I come and I sit here and I talk to you. But when I schedule it, I actually come up with these great ideas that maybe I hope can help you. So schedule it and plan it, so that your emotional brain doesn't take over and be like, you can't do this, and then you feel like an imposter, and then you doubt yourself, and then you spend the whole day just battling your brain because it wasn't like dialed in. Like, you know, when you put something on the calendar and you're like, oh, there isn't time to like think about how I feel about it and this, that, and the other, and like get all weird about whatever. You're just like, no, I've got 2 hours to do this thing. Like, 2 hours is all I get. It's already in the planner. I just do it. It feels more official. Half the time it makes us feel like, oh, I'm doing work for somebody else. And then you like do it and you're like, oh, that was my thing. That's something that I use as a hack because I'm great at doing other people's projects and not as great at doing my own. Recording videos, creating courses, all of that. Like, that's harder for me because I have to like create the stuff myself, right? So if that's true for you, plan and schedule. And I know it sounds simple, and I know that you're like, but I do plan and I do kind of schedule. Plan it like hour by hour. Plan your life, plan your dream. When you're planning like that, then you have greater expectations around the timing that things take. You maybe come up with something like, oh my gosh, I can't record this video unless I know this part. So I'm going to take time and I'm going to do this part so that I can record this really awesome video, or whatever your story is, whatever your dream is, whatever you're sharing. And then, biggest thing, especially as you're starting out, especially as you're pursuing your dreams, reward yourself. If you've recorded a first video ever, freaking celebrate. Are you kidding me? So like, I'm gonna reward myself after recording some videos today, and you know what I'm gonna do? I'm pretty excited about binge watching Grey's Anatomy, so I'm gonna go watch some Grey's Anatomy. I'm gonna chill out. It's my favorite shows. I don't really watch TV, like, at all. We don't do cable or anything like that, just because we like to be really deliberate about what we're consuming when we do consume things. But I'm gonna go watch a show. I'm gonna watch 45 minutes of my favorite show as my reward. I'm gonna go walk on the beach. Like, I have this way of doing it, right? And then the other piece of that is, part of that is my choice was, yeah, I'm gonna go watch some Grey's Anatomy, but also the point is there has to be a stopping point, otherwise you burn out. You burn out on anything. You burn out on somebody else's job or work. You'll burn out on your own. So if you create a plan and a schedule, your emotional brain doesn't hijack your whole day and your whole experience, leaving you feeling purposeless and lacking passion and feeling frustrated and feeling depressed and upset and alone and wondering why you didn't achieve more, but it was really only because you didn't plan it, and maybe you didn't plan it because you just didn't quite know how to do it, but you just have to take the time. Like, one of the most surprising things to me is how freaking long it takes me to plan stuff, but because I think it should take like 20 minutes. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it takes like an hour or two, and I'm like, oh, because it causes me to have to think through stuff, and if I think through stuff, oh, it turns out there's more to do than I thought. But at least I know what there is to do. At least I know where to put things. And then I figure it out. I'm like, Monday is this, Tuesday is this, Wednesday is this. You get kind of a pattern and a routine going, right? But you have to have a start point, which is really important. You gotta have an end point. Otherwise, it just goes on because you just have lists and lists. And I'm looking down at my lists. Lists and lists and lists of things that you have to do. And it's never ending, and it's frustrating, and it's overwhelming. Pretty soon you don't sleep because you didn't get the thing done, and this, that, and the other. Like, you have to have an end point, because the truth is, we can get things done, but you get things done in the amount of time you get it. So if you say like, oh, I've got 12 hours, you will take 12 hours to get whatever thing done. But if you say like, ooh, I got 4 hours, you're going to power through it, and you're going to figure out different ways to think and different ways to maybe hack it a little bit, and different ways of having certain priorities so that you can fit it in the 4 hours if 4 hours is the amount of time you've got, okay? So make sure you schedule and plan it so your expectations aren't out of alignment, so that your actions throughout the day are deliberate and real and true. And I know that we don't have time. We don't have time to mess around. We don't have time to wonder what we're doing or where we're going. So use that tool, use your planner, use your scheduler as a tool for you to reach your goals and dreams. And along the way, the most beautiful part about that is you flip back through those pages days and weeks and months later, and you're like, dang, look at what I did. Talk about a sense of accomplishment. You learn from it, it tracks everything you've done, the pieces you got done, pieces you didn't get done, and allows for learning opportunity for you. Above all, above all, be sure to celebrate yourself. When you catch your brain in a negative space, schedule it, stop and take a break, take a minute. I think people are just like, we try to power through constantly. Stop and take 10-minute breaks every 50 minutes. To go take a lap outside your house, outside your building, if you're in a building. Go grab some food, like do whatever. Do something to take care of yourself. And then at the end of the day, reward yourself, celebrate yourself. Tell your best friend, your spouse, your partner, what cool thing you worked on and why it's so significant and what makes you so excited about it. All right? Go and do that. All right. I'll see you on the next video, but until then, know that who you are is so incredibly important. What you have to say, it matters, and you, exactly as you are enough.